Let's go. Hello gorgeous people, how are you doing today? My name is Georges and welcome back once again to my channel. Hope you're having a good week. I'm back again with another review of Building the Band. What's happening with my chair? Yeah, so I'm back again with another review of Building the Band. This time doing something a little different. I found myself watching and rewatching performances from Building the Band again and again and again, to the point where I'm getting a little obsessed, and I feel like I need to find a way to capture, I need a video to capture all the reasons why I've been obsessed about Building the Band. And so I've decided to make this video, which would basically be a recap of what I believe were the best moments of Building the Band. So basically that's what this video is. So I've picked 5. There were so many moments and it was hard to wrap them all up all in a solid list. So I ended up with a list of 5 moments that I believe are the reasons why I'm so obsessed. I was so obsessed with this show and I'm so obsessed with season 4. And I also may or may not have 2 honorable mentions at the end because I just couldn't find a way to keep it to 5. And there were some aspects of the show that just couldn't fit neatly in the ranking. And so without further ado, here are, in my opinion, and don't come for me, it's my opinion only. In my opinion, the 5 best moments of season 4 on Building the Band. Alright, at number 5, this might be a controversial moment, but at number 5 I have their harmonies on Bust the Windows Out Your Car. That's the part that I enjoy. I'm sorry, no, I bust the windows out your car. That was still that was a good arrangement, and it's hard to make a different arrangement than the original, but they still did something that was still good. There was a time where it felt like they were kind of all shouting, and that's why some of the judges were like, I don't like this. But I still feel like their arrangement still had good moments, and I give them credit for the risk. Now, the reason why this is controversial is because my controversial take is that Bust the Windows Out Your Car was your least, I don't want to say your worst performance, I'm just gonna say your least good performance, because I feel like the word worst doesn't apply to them, because even your least good performance was still better than, in my opinion, than most of the other performances on Building the Band. So although I think Bust the Windows Out Your Car wasn't necessarily their best performance, I still enjoy the fact that they took a lot of risk by not only switching the song, but also rearranging the song in a different way. And I think the reason why some people might not like this performance, the reason why I kind of was taken aback by their performance of Bust the Windows Out Your Car, is because Jasmine Sullivan is so difficult to cover. I usually say that the only person who can cover Jasmine Sullivan is Jasmine Sullivan. There's no artist, big, small, whoever you're thinking of, there's no artist that can cover Jasmine Sullivan. And I'm not talking about because of their vocal abilities, I'm just talking about because of the way in which Jasmine Sullivan writes her song and the runs that she places in her song. And so that's the reason why I think Bust the Windows Out Your Car was probably not the best moment for them, but I still enjoy the fact that they took a risk. In my opinion, number 4 on the list of their best performances, and I think we can agree on this. We might disagree on where this ranks. Some people might think this is higher, but I think the harmonies of Denzel and Katie on their performance of Human. The performance of Human itself was 1 in a million. But specifically, because I'm ranking moments here, the moment that I want to put at number 4 is specifically the harmonies between Denzel and Katie. I don't even know if we can call them harmonies because the power of that moment was so wild. But yeah, that's number 4 for me. This part. Come on. I mean, Katie clearly carried that moment, okay? But what makes the moment so good, all of their moments, what makes it good is not only the powerful performance of one person, but how that's but how that moment is supported by the harmonies of another member of the band. And in this moment, Katie and Denzel, like, they just formed, like, that moment was made powerful because of their harmonies, because of the powerful vocals of Katie, but also because of the harmonies, the supporting harmonies that Denzel was adding at that moment, and it just made it such a huge moment. We're gonna come back to Human because there's a lot to talk about there. Number 3 on the list for me was Aaliyah's run on their performance of Believer. This run specifically. The blood in my veins, oh, ooh. But they never here. What makes them even better is that they always find ways to highlight the uniqueness of each other's voices and like create a moment and let each of them have like a moment to themselves. And this was, for me, in all the performances, this was Aaliyah's best moment. And like, of course, again, that run, which is amazing in itself, is supported by Cameron's high note, and it makes the whole thing just, man, a time. We had a time. We had a time last night. I mean, it wasn't last night, but we had a time anyway. All right, number 2 on the list for me, and here we're getting closer and closer. And number 2 and number 1 are gonna be controversial, but for me, like, this is not about popular approval. This is about what made me fall in love with this band. And number 2 for me was Cameron's intro of Somebody I Used to Know, and there was a slight moment of harmony between Cameron and Denzel. Now and then I think of when we were together, like when you said you felt so happy you could die.
Cameron, oh my gosh.
Here comes Cameron. Denzel. But that was love and missing ache, I still remember. Here. Nah, there is no other version of this song that I would ever like better than this. This, like, I cannot unhear this ever again. Like, every time I would hear this melody, and there have been so many good covers of Somebody That I Used to Know, especially Doechie's, which I thought, like, okay, I would never hear Somebody That I Used to Know again after Doechie, but after this performance, there would never be a rendition of Somebody That I Used to Know that is better than this for me. Like, even just like the original melody is like very like flat, but they've made like small changes to it that just makes it like, it beautifies the whole thing. It makes it like a whole different performance. That rendition, baby, that's number 2 for me, because that's when I knew, I was like, yeah, it's gonna be hard for me to see anybody else in this competition. The moment at number 1 where I knew that I didn't even need to keep watching the show, because I was gonna follow these people regardless of where they went. The moment that I knew that is a very small moment. It's number 1 for me, because that's when I realized that they were good regardless of the artifacts, regardless of the artifices, or of the artifice around them, regardless of the accessories, regardless of the noise and of the lights. The acapella, Kelly Rowland asked them if they can sing acapella, just the chorus of Sweet Love, and they bodied it.
Can you do me a favor? Can you just do the I'm in love, sweet love? Can y'all do it a cappella real quick? 1, 2. I'm in love, sweet love. Ooh.
Okay, it's just like, it's a feeling of appeasement. You're just like, oh, this is...
That's very nice.
Very nice. It is very nice. It's feeling like, it's like, you don't, sometimes you don't, it doesn't need to be a big moment. It doesn't need to be a huge, like, it just needs to be a super nice, soothing, comforting moment. Listen to that again. It's just like, I'm in love, sweet love. That was nice. Because I know that some of y'all are gonna get mad at some people might have different opinions, I decided to have honorable mentions. And these aren't specifically moments, but these are perhaps all-encompassing moments. Okay, so my first honorable mention is the entire performance of Human. There were so many moments in Human, you can't wrap that up, you know. Like, to be fair, I could have done a whole ranking of my top 5 with different moments from the performance of Human. I really could have, but I didn't want to do that because I wanted to have some diversity to this shit. But there were so many moments of that performance. First of all, there was like the intro verse, the second verse that Denzel did, and of course at the end there was the moment where like they kind of, them and their families and the judges, everybody kind of breaks down. Like that whole performance, it can't be ranked. You can't rank it, you know. So that's why it's in the honorable mention. Another honorable mention that I have, because it deserves to be mentioned, is the first time they performed together.
You're too sweet for me. You're too sweet for me. Whoa.
That was their first performance. Let me know if you agree with this ranking. Let me know if there are any moments that I missed in this ranking. I'm sure I missed some, but let me know which one was your favorite. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.